Welcome to this edition of Mayor's Report Dublin. I'm your host, Marshall Kamina. Joining me today is Councilmember and former Mayor Michael McCorriston from the City of Dublin. Welcome, I'm so glad to see you.
Marshall, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Help us with regard to Mayor's choice.
Sure. Not really a choice, but something I think is really important to the community. Just want to briefly mention that we have a preparedness training program in partnership with the Alameda County Fire Department. The City of Dublin is holding a personal emergency preparedness training program. The event will take place on Thursday, June 26th at 6 p.m. at the Bray Room, which is the auxiliary room downstairs of the Civic Center at 100 Civic Plaza. The program is designed to help individuals and families prepare for disaster. And this has been on our mind a lot with all the fires and earthquakes and everything else. So this is really a very timely program. The training will cover how to minimize potential hazards within the home, assemble an emergency disaster response kit, manage utilities, your electric and gas. What do you do when something happens during that emergency, and develop a communication plan to stay connected with family during these emergencies. They tell me space is limited, so it's a good thing if you can register at on the website, on the Dublin website, and that's dublin.ca.gov.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The next topic is regional street apartments, and gosh, I think it's really rather significant. Recently, Dublin had a regional street apartment hearing, so to speak, and meetings, and I found out that people of low income and those 55 years and above, it's already broken ground, and so in a few years you might even be eligible for it for yourself. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, as you mentioned, we recently had a groundbreaking roughly about a week or so ago, and this is really special to the city. It's a few years in coming, but it is 113 high-quality homes for low and very low-income seniors, which is really good to hear because it's very dedicated to a needy part of our growing part of our society, yes. Right? And this place is going to be not only units and place to live, but it's going to be a place to socialize and participate in events and build friends. I just want to make sure that the public knows that there's going to be some activities there, support networks are going to be offered for seniors, resident services. Residents will receive case management from the Alameda County Health. And also, this is a place where they can get access to healthcare, transportation, wellness programs, just to make life a little easier and more connected. So I just want to shout out and say we're very grateful to Eden Housing for their vision and their commitment.
Aren't they some group?
It's a development group,
yes.
And they have projects throughout the valley, and they are on the forefront of that, and not to forget all the other community advocates that will help bring this project to life. So, looking forward to it. It gives Dublin that diverse housing, and in this particular case, very focused on a needy part of our community.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on this edition of Mayor's Report Dublin in just a moment. Welcome back to this edition of Mayor's Report Dublin. We are here talking with Councilmember Mike McCorriston from the City of Dublin. Award-winning planning and execution is the topic that I wonder you might expand for us.
Yeah, sure. Around the country, we've seen slowdown in housing and slowdown in businesses, but our city of Dublin just keeps keeps rolling. And one of the reasons, there are two basic reasons in my mind. One of the reasons is location, 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 right? Dublin has been and still is a very thriving city, and people just want to relocate to,
Absolutely.
to our
and
city.
the balance you have between housing and jobs is incredible.
It's perfect. We've got a beautiful environment. We've got a variety of housing options, and we've got a strong regional job market. We've got top-ranked schools, beautiful facilities. We've got 25 parks and counting, and a large variety of shops and retail. The second element is very thoughtful planning. So over the years, the City Council has been very thoughtful about deciding which types of projects would fit well into our community. And right now, I just want to mention a couple of projects that are going on. We have the Francis Ranch project. It's a residential project up near Croke Road in eastern Dublin. And that's 573 residential units. It'll be composed of 6 neighborhoods and it will have an 11.5 acre community park. And then the big one that's going on is what we now call the Dublin Center. It's along the Tassahara Road, and it will be a combination of housing, shopping, entertainment venues. There'll be about 500 residential units, 38,000, I think that's the number I remember, 38,000 square feet of retail commercial space, a public park, and a community center. And then there are also something else to build out our diverse portfolio here is we have 2 memory care and assisted living projects for our aging population. And one of those projects in the Dublin, the eastern part of Dublin will be a 140 unit senior living project consisting of 102 assisted living units and 38 units for memory care. And we will also have on the western side eventually an assisted living facility that will consist of 84 beds. So we're moving on different fronts. We're looking to the future. It's not all about build, 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 but it's build and focus on what we're building in a very thoughtful manner. So again, it's location and thoughtful planning, and that's why we're able to sustain our success.
Before you got on the council and became a council member and mayor, were you not a planning commissioner yourself?
No. My background was in the private sector in finance, and I actually utilize a lot of those skills today.
Well, it's obvious on TV, so you took me for a ride there. I thought you were a planning commissioner. And you got a chance to get a double bite now.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Camp Parks is going to celebrate its 250th anniversary.
Yeah.
And that's incredible with regard to the Army anniversary. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if you describe some of its proud history to us.
Sure. Marshall, this is a really big deal for the city, for the United States Army, and for Camp Parks. As you know, Dublin has a long-standing, very unique and profound connection to the United States Army. The U.S. Army Parks Reserve Forces Training Area, or PRIFTA, which is also referred to as Camp Parks, has played an integral part of Dublin's history and development. It was established 82 years ago during World War II for the Seabees, which, as you know, is the construction and engineering arm of the United States Navy. And Camp Parks evolved over the decades, serving a variety of military branches. And basically, Dublin grew up around Camp Parks, and many of those people that were stationed there remained in the area and helped grow our community. you know, they found the climate, the environment really good, and it's, quite frankly, it's really transformed Dublin into a thriving city over the years. Today, Camp Park serves a vital training center for more than 20,000 Army Reserve and National Guard soldiers throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. So we're indebted. We're indebted to these folks. You know, anybody who has ever worn an Army uniform, past or present, we want to thank them for their service and their commitment to defending the Constitution and the freedoms that we all hold dear. So I just want to point out that the event will be held at Don Piddle Park, Don Piddle Community Park, on Saturday, June 14th, from 10 a.m. to 3. And I'm certainly going to be there, and I hope to see you too, and many others.
I love that place.
Yeah.
And I can remember very vividly being there as a youth, and my dad showing me around, and I found a driver's license and a love letter that was tucked away under a bed for somebody who had just gotten moved overseas, and it gave me a picture of life.
Yeah.
There were real people who were there, and there were real people who fought for us.
It is, and my time spent on council, I got to meet a lot of these folks and what they've done, what they've accomplished, and why they're there. And it is a transit center, it's a training center, yes. But it's full of life, and it's what brought our community to where we are now.
I respect that very much indeed. Are there any upcoming events or announcements you'd like to make?
Well, yeah. There are a lot of activities going on during the summer months, as there always are, and particularly for full and half-day camps, featuring a variety of activities from sports, dance, performing arts, the STEM, and a lot more. I'd recommend that we check out the city's website. We have a weekly digest, and we have a summer activities guide, but there's a lot going on in that. And of course, we have our family Picnic Flicks movie series continuing every Friday through July at Emerald Glen Park and at the Stager Gym Field. We have 2 more family campouts in July. There's one on July 12th and 13th at Alamo Creek, and Alamo Creek Park, not the creek.
Yep, I'm with you.
And we have the second one in August 2nd and 3rd at Schaefer Ranch. So these campsites, or these camping events have always been very, very popular, and it certainly gives some of the families a taste of the outdoors. But I would encourage people, if they're interested, to get registered and signed up.
But you have the most unique situation that I've been able to ever observe with regard to this Tri-Valley, and that's your private recreation department, over which you have great control, and they get input and they put it to good use. And
yeah. I
can certainly remember the first night that the outdoor movies were happening, and Mayor Lockhart was mayor at that time, and she and her husband invited my wife and me, and we went through everyone during that summer. It is so exciting. And don't forget the memorial waterfall in the park named after David Halbert.
Okay. Okay. Well, we've got a great Parks and Rec. We've got a great city staff, and the reason they're successful is because they listen and they think about what the future will bring and how our city is changing.
Yes, and I congratulate you on that. That's the best I've ever seen. My gosh, that's all we have today.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad to see you.
Well, as I said, I enjoy seeing you every time I'm here. Thank you.
And thank you for watching this edition of Mayor's Report Dublin. Join us for the next episode right here on Tri-Valley TV. I'm Dr. Marshall Kamina, and I want to thank you for joining us.